Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This video is the part 2 video of the properties of derived set. So that is, in this video also we will prove some theorems on the derived set. Okay, first one, let x comma t be a topological space and let A be any subset of X, then then A is closed if and only if A is contained in D of A, that is derived set of A, or it is also written as A is contained in D of A, means D of A is subset of A. Okay, we can write in the both way. Here A is contained in D of A implies that D of A is subset of A. Okay, that is A is closed if and only if A is subset of not subset, A contains all its limit points. Okay, so A contains derived set of A means it contains all its limits points in that set itself. Okay, so main thing you remember that derived set of A is subset of A. Okay, so they may ask in any way. Okay, these are the three ways writing this statement. Okay, now proof. Suppose A is closed, we have to prove what we have to prove. If A is closed, we have to prove that D of A is subset of A, or A contains all the limits points. Okay, so to prove D of A is subset of A, okay, we shall prove this one. Okay, for that, suppose A is closed. Okay, so let a point X belongs to A complement. Okay, so to prove, okay, so A is closed means it implies that A complement is open. Okay, so here only I will write, so before this statement I will write, since A is closed, it implies that its complement is open. Okay, now let a point X belongs to A complement, so X be any arbitrary element. Okay, then since A complement is open set. Okay, so here we have considered an element X belongs to A complement, and this A complement is open set. Okay, containing, so it contains a point X but no other points of A, because you can observe that A complement is nothing but it is X minus A. Okay, so this is A complement equals to X minus A, therefore it contains all the elements different from this A. Okay, because A complement is nothing but X minus A, so therefore always remember that A complement and intersection with A equals to, we will get null set. That means they are disjoint set. So A is totally different from A complement. Okay. Now, so therefore we are considering an element x belongs to A complement, and we know that A complement is open. Okay. So therefore this we can say that A complement is open set containing x but no other points of A, because we know that A complement and intersection with A we get null set. Okay. So that means, so that is, we can write this by using the definition of limit. We can write it as A complement minus x intersection with A is equals to null set. Okay, we get null set. So that means we can say that x is not a limit point of A, because their intersection we are getting null set. Okay, therefore no point of A complement is limit point, because here we have taken A complement minus x intersection with A. Okay, since x belongs to A complement, we have written this statement according to this point and this statement. By the limit definition of limit point, we can say that x is not a limit point of A. So therefore we can say that, thus since x belongs to A complement, we can say that therefore there is no point of A complement is a limit point of A. Okay, limit point of A. So that means limit point of this A does not belongs to this A complement. It definitely implies that it belongs to, that is, it belongs to A. Okay, this implies that all the limit points of A belongs to A only. Okay, because they both are disjoint sets. If there is no point x belongs to this A complement, means definitely it belongs to the A. Okay, so therefore we can say that, therefore it implies that all the limit points of A belongs to A, means we can say that derived set of A, okay, that derived set means it is the collection of all the limit points, is a subset of A, because they all belongs to this A only. Okay, consider this as equation 1. Sorry, not 1, simply we have proved this derived set of A is subset of A. Okay, that means A contains all the limit points of A. Okay, that is A contains all its limit points. Okay, so now we prove another part, that is conversely. So sufficient part. Okay, conversely, suppose derived set of A is subset of A, then we have to prove, okay, we have to prove this one, that is A is closed. So that means we have to prove that A complement is open. Okay, so here we have taken, we have assumed that derived set of A is subset of A. By using this assumption, we have to show that A is closed. Okay, now since A is closed, definitely A complement will be open. Okay, now let x belongs to A complement be arbitrary. Okay, be any arbitrary element. Then since x belongs to A complement, it implies that x does not belongs to A, because A and A complement both are the disjoint sets. Okay, and and since it is given that derived set of A is subset of A, okay, we can say that x is not a limit point of A, because as x does not belongs to A, we can say that because of this derived set of A is subset of A, it implies that x also does not belongs to derived set of A. So therefore we can say that x is not a limit point of A. Okay. Hence, if x is not a limit point of A means there exists an open set such that G minus x intersection with A is equals to, we get null set. So that is, there exists an open set G containing x but does not contains any other points, okay, but does not contain any other point of A. Why it does not contain? Because x is not a limit point of A. So that means it can be symbolically written as G minus x intersection with A is equals to, we get null set. So it is for some open sets, okay, some open sets G, okay. So therefore we can write it as, thus x belongs to G is subset of A complement. Why it is subset of A complement? Because G minus x intersection with A we are getting null set, therefore this G must be subset of A complement, okay, as x does not belongs to A but this x belongs to A complement, therefore for open set G, x belongs to G is a subset of A complement. It implies that, so this you can observe that this is nothing but neighborhood of this point x, okay. So that is A complement is neighborhood of x, okay. Since we know that x is arbitrary, so already in the starting only we have considered that x belongs to A complement be arbitrary, okay. So therefore since x is arbitrary point of A complement, it follows that by the properties of neighborhood of a point, so it implies that A complement is neighborhood of, okay, each of its points. So therefore and hence it is open, that is A complement is open. This is property of the neighborhood of a point, okay. So therefore since A complement is open means A is closed, hence the proof, okay. So I repeat, suppose derived set of A is subset of A, then we have to show that A is closed, that is A complement is open, okay. So let us consider an arbitrary element x belongs to A complement. Since x belongs to A complement, it implies that x does not belongs to A, and it is given that derived set of A is subset of A complement. Since x does not belongs to A, definitely because this D of A belongs subset of A, so x does not belongs to A means it implies that x also does not belongs to derived set of A. So that is x is not a limit point of A. So since it does not belongs to derived set means it is nothing but it is not a limit point of A. By the definition of limit point we can write it as G minus x intersection with A is equals to null set. So we are getting, so that it means, it implies that A does not contains X. So because X belongs to A complement, there exists an open set containing G. We can write it as A complement is neighborhood of X. Okay. Now, since X is arbitrary point of A complement, it follows that A complement is the neighborhood of each of its points. Because X is arbitrary, it applies to all the elements. Okay. So hence we know that if any subset is a neighborhood of each of its points, then that set must be open set. Okay. So therefore, by applying that property, we can say that because A complement contains neighborhood of, A complement is the neighborhood of each of its point. Hence we can say that it is open. So therefore A is closed. Okay, because it is open, A complement is open means A is closed. Hence the proof of the theorem. Okay. Next theorem, let X be any topological space and A be any subset of X, then A closure equals to A intersection derived set of A. So that is, if I take A intersection, A union D of A, not intersection, A union of D of A. So that is, any subset union with its derived set is equals to A closure. Okay. Proof. Suppose, since A is subset of A union derived set of A, okay, and by the last theorem, that is by theorem, not last, by the theorem 3, so this we have proved in the last video, okay, in the part 1 video. So that is, A union derived set of A is closed. Okay, by theorem 3, A union derived set of A is closed. We can say that this is, that is, A union derived set of A is closed set containing A, because A is subset of A union derived set of A. So it is a closed set containing A. Okay. But we know that by the properties of closure of a set, but we know that A closure is the smallest closed set containing A. So this is by the properties of a closure set. Okay. Always A closure is the smallest closed set containing A. But here we have written that A union derived set of A is a closed set containing A. So therefore, since A closure is the smallest, therefore we can write it as A closure is subset of A union derived set of A. Okay. Consider this as equation 1. Now, since A is subset of A closure, okay, and it implies that if I take derived set of A is subset of derived set of A closure. This is again by the properties of the derived set. Okay, so this is by properties of derived set, so which I proved in the part 1 video. Because if A is subset of B, it implies that derived set of A is subset of derived set of B. By this property, we can apply that since A is subset of A closure, we know that this is a subset of A closure. Therefore, D of A is subset of D of A closure. Okay. But derived set of A closure is subset of A closure, not implies, is subset of A closure, as A closure is closed. So this is nothing but the last theorem, that is, if A is closed implies that is double implies that D of A is subset of A. Okay, so by applying this property, because A closure is closed, we can say that replacing this A by A closure, we get D of A closure is subset of A closure. Okay, or since derived set of A is subset of derived set of A closure, and derived set of A closure is subset of A closure, we can write it as, it implies that derived set of this derived set of A is subset of derived set of A closure, which is subset of A closure. It implies that derived set of A is subset of, we can say that it is subset of A closure. But as A is subset of A closure, we can say that, so therefore since A is subset of A closure and derived set of A is A subset of A closure, if I take union of this A and D of A is subset of A closure, that is A union derived set of A is subset of A closure. Okay, so consider this as equation 2. Now from 1 and 2 we can conclude that A union derived set of A is equals to A closure. Okay, so which is the required proof, hence the proof. Next theorem, let X of T be a topological space and let A be subset of X, then X belongs to A closure if and only if G intersection A is not equals to null set for each of open set G containing X contains a point of A. Okay, so we have to show that G intersection A is not equals to null set, that is for each of open set G containing X contains a point of A. Okay, so the open set intersection with A is not equals to null set, then we can say that the X belongs to A closure. Okay, proof. So proof is very simple. Okay, so here also if we have if and if, we have to prove in the two parts. Okay, first one, suppose X belongs to A closure, then we have to show that G intersection A is not equals to null set. So we have to prove that G intersection A is not equals to null set. Okay, so this is for all open set G containing X. Okay. Now let X belongs to A closure. Okay, because given that X belongs to A closure, it implies that this X also belongs to A union D of A, because we know that A closure is equals to A union derived set of A. Okay, therefore we can write it as X belongs to A closure, it implies that X also belongs to A union D of A, that is this X belongs to A and X belongs to derived set of A. Okay, not A and so or. Okay, either X belongs to A or X belongs to D of A. In some cases it may belongs to both. Okay, so if this X belongs to A, it implies that G intersection A is not equals to null set, because X belongs to A and we know that G is an open set containing X, because G is open set containing X. Therefore this G also contains X and X also A also contains X. So therefore there exists at least one element X which belongs to this G intersection A. Therefore G intersection A is not equals to 5, because there exists X in both G and A. Okay, so in this case we got X, that is G intersection A is not equals to null set. Suppose if this X does not belongs to A, okay, because we have here X belongs to A or X belongs to derived set of A. Suppose it does not belongs to A, means it implies that it belongs to, this X belongs to derived set of A. Okay, so that means we can say that it implies that X is limit point of A, because this X belongs to derived set of A means it is limit point of A. By the definition of limit point, G minus X intersection with A is not equals to null set. Even though if I remove this X from the G, okay, so then intersection with A we get not equals to null set, because X is a limit point. So since this X does not belongs to A, if I remove, then also we get not equals to null set. Okay, so this statement can be written as, if you are getting confusion, you can write it as G intersection A minus X. Okay, so even though we get null set, this is by the definition of limit, by definition of limit point. Okay, so therefore, so this G as it is intersection A minus X means it is nothing but A complement. Okay, so not A complement, it is A only. G intersection A, because X does not belongs to A. If I remove this X from the A, we get A only. Okay, because X does not belongs to A. Therefore it can be replaced by G intersection A is not equals to null set, since X does not belongs to A. In the starting only we have taken that X does not belongs to A. If I remove this X from this A, it does not alter. Okay, this remains as it is, that is A itself. So therefore in the both cases, if X belongs to A, then we get J intersection A is not equals to null set. If X does not belongs to A, then also we get G intersection with A is not equals to null set. Therefore in either cases we can say that, in either cases we have G intersection with A is not equals to null set, it is non-empty. Okay, now conversely, suppose every open set containing X contains a point of A. Okay, so then it is clear that, okay, it implies that either X belongs to A or X belongs to derived set of A. Okay, so it implies that is this X belongs to A union derived set of A, but we know that A union derived set of A is equals to A closure. So therefore we can write it as this X belongs to A union derived set of A is equals to A closure, that is X belongs to A closure. Okay, hence the proof of the theorem. Lastly, we have a small theorem. Okay, let X comma T be a topological space. Okay, then show that is then derived set of null set is always equals to null set, because so see here, because to prove the derived set, okay, to prove that there exists a limit point of this phi, we have to show that this phi contains an open set, okay, G, which that is G minus X intersection with this null set is not equals to phi, but that is impossible, because here no point of X in X is a limit point of phi, because this phi is empty, okay, because as X belongs to X is a limit point of phi, then every open set G containing X contains a point of phi, okay, other than X, okay, because this is not possible, because this phi is empty, it does not contains any other element, okay, it does not contains any element, not other, it does not contains any elements. So therefore that is, if I take G minus X intersection with null set, because we are finding the limit point of through this for this subset, so therefore this should not be null set. But whether this is possible, no, if I take intersection with null set we get always null set, so therefore which is not possible. So therefore always derived set of null set is null set only, because there does not exist any limit points, okay. So these are the most important properties of the derived sets, okay.